Does that mean eventually all billionaires will be completely broke?
Unless you have a bunch of prime numbers.
Oh,
unless you have a bunch of primes.
Prime numbers.
Yeah, then it goes off to infinity.
So Jeff Bezos won't be because Amazon Prime?
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. Excited, again, enthusiastic, excitable grown-ups, whatever. Anyway, I'm Hannah. These are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
What's going on, Hannah? Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Ben, are you feeling excitable this evening?
I'm so excitable. I'm going to scream.
That's good. I'm sorry I made you wait so long for our long pause, but I kept on clicking during it, so I sabotaged it.
I just realized that I was typing because I was Googling something during that, and I muted my microphone because of that, which means my room tone is my muted microphone.
Oh no,
so I think I fucked up.
You fucked up, Ben.
You really fucked up.
It's okay. The room's very quiet.
No, it's not. It's never quiet.
The room's so quiet. I can see it in Audacity.
Thoughts and prayers.
So quiet.
We're gonna have another 5 seconds of silence right now, and Ben's not gonna mute his mic or type, and we're all gonna hold our hands up like this.
But it's so quiet.
No, let's do it right now.
It's just a flat line.
Ben, put your hands up. Okay, shh. That's how we should always do it. That's perfect.
Hannah, it's so quiet. It looks the same. I swear it looks the same.
Our hands up because we're desk nudgers, and I've got my microphone sitting on my desk here, and we were just nudging all around. We're fidgeting. I used my fidget spinner during our 5 seconds of silence. Is that bad?
No, it's not usually bad. We are a bunch of desk nudgers, and that is true. But I was just thinking, because I was clicking and Ben was typing, so can't do that if your hands are up.
That's right. Well, maybe you guys can't. Anyway, what are we drinking, and what candles are we burning?
Oh my goodness. We have all our own podcast candles now. Ben, what are you drinking? And what are you burning?
I got 2 glasses of ice water. I don't have a podcast candle because I forgot. Also, the one that I was burning last week, Kylie started burning that while we were working the other day. And for some reason, it started to give me a headache after a while. I've always had a problem with strong scented stuff giving me headaches. So sometimes that happens if it's burning for too long. And then I also just forgot to light it. It's over there. I could if we need it.
We don't need it. I don't want you to get baby headache.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't want you to get baby headache. You have it near is what is important.
Yeah.
I used to work at Bath and Body Works, and I would sometimes get headaches in there, and I frequently get headaches going into Yankee Candle because it is just a whole lot of fragrance. Mm-hmm. So I do understand that. I think you're next, Erin. I clicked away from the... No, it's me. I'm next. Well, let me tell you what I'm drinking. I'm burning the same candle as last time. It's really lovely. Fall Farmhouse. It's nice. It's a nice
More
candle.
like Fall Fart House.
Oh, that's what it was last week.
My favorite smell. Fall farts.
And you're also drinking barely any water.
You've got like a sip of water, Hannah. Why didn't you take the extra time to fill your glass when you were busting a piss?
I did while I was busting a piss.
Reach over to the sink.
That's not what I wanted to drink. And then this is a nice cider. Oh my god, Bantam Rojo, my favorite cider. It's
nice.
like that nice tart cherry apple cider. I love it.
Delicious.
Mm-hmm. So I would have refilled my water, but I only really need enough to like wash the cider out of my mouth when I'm done. So it'll serve its purpose.
Okay. Yeah. You know, to big hydrators like me and Ben, it's kind of inconceivable to just have one sip.
It's kind of pitiful, honestly.
Not saying that we look down on people who only have a sip of water, but, you know, we do. Okay.
We don't look up to them.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Not a role model. Okay. So.
That's fair. Erin, what are you drinking and burning?
What's up? All right, I got an ice water fresh full. Okay, look at that, fresh ice, fresh full.
Damn.
Yeah, that's ice.
That's barely any water.
It's 750 milliliters.
No, but I mean, it's like all ice.
Oh, it'll melt.
That's what ice do. That's the best part.
Yeah, it'll melt. Yeah, it stays real cold, and then it gets melty. It's perfect. Okay, listen to me. Shh. Shh.
No, I love it.
I'm putting my finger
to
the microphone as if it's your lips, okay?
That's going to have the opposite effect that you want.
You know, it doesn't make any sense now that I'm thinking about it. I'm putting two fingers each to one ear on my earbud as if it's your lips, okay?
There you go.
Okay, I also have a very cozy drink. This has been totally my thing. This week and last week, it's been cozy fall weather here in North Carolina, and I have been putting sprinkles of pumpkin pie spice, which is cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, allspice, mace, ginger. It packaged together. It's a little Penzies bottle into my pour over coffee, and so I'm having decaf pour over coffee with pumpkin pie spice. Oh. So cozy and nice. And I'm also burning a new candle that Molly got today with me in mind, Headless Horseman's Ride. And it's a very pumpkin-y, kind of pumpkin spice, bright orange. It smells really good.
Fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Oh, I don't know if the sale was... I think it will still be on. For those who are candle fans like us... Bath and Body Works is running their famous famous candle sale this weekend, and it's not what it used to be. It used to be a 2 for $20 when I worked there, which was a really great deal. But then they upped the price on the candles from like $20 to $25, and they made it a $10 off sale. So actually, the candles are like $15 instead of $10 when they're on sale. But
so 2 for $30 even.
Yeah, they're like 2 for $30. But they're still, like, they last a really long time. I've been burning this every day that I've been working, and still it's lasted an entire week and is still going. So, if you're into candles, check out their website. I guess we're sponsored by Bath and Body Works this week. Because I have another Bath and Body Works themed up front for you guys.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. I watched a video. It's kind of just a little like mini, not quite obsession, but I wanted to mention I've been really enjoying watching these videos called Bad Makeup Science or Bad Science from Sophia Nygaard on YouTube. She's like a big famous YouTuber. I think she started out as like a video producer at BuzzFeed, and then she left and started her own channel. Now she has like 9 million subscribers. And I found her because she did this video that got served up to me. She did it a couple of years ago, but it just recently got served up to me, where she and her boyfriend at the time went to Bath and Body Works and ordered from the internet one of every single Bath and Body Works candle they could find around this time of year. So they had all the like limited edition holiday ones out, and then all their regular ones, and like they ended up with I think like 160 varieties or something like that. And then took a scoop from each of them and made it into like one giant like candle that had every fragrance candle from Bath and Body Works in it.
That sounds
awful.
It's like a candle suicide, right? Like the drink suicide thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I would say that, you know, when she does those things, her goal is always like to find like what's the optimum, you know, what is the essence, what is the essential like fragrance that anybody who likes Bath and Body Works could like. And really, and it's like, she's done them with like lipstick, and that tends to be the question, and it's never what gets answered, because when you put all like so many different smells or colors together. It's just like whichever one is the most dominant just overpowers the other one. So it's fun to watch. And she has this like weird.
Yeah, wait, I'm confused about how that approach would ever do what you just asked.
Well, when honestly, you add all the numbers together, Ben, it becomes negative 112.
Yeah, like come on. I honestly think that she actually just kind of really likes buying a lot of varieties of things and sorting them into groups, because like she does these videos and like doing statistical analyses on them. Like she took the time to buy all these candles, smell them all individually, and sort them into like themes, like aromatherapy and holiday themes and food themes and drink themes and stuff. And then she literally just mixed them all together. She didn't even mix the subcategories separately. So like she didn't even have to do that, but she did it and then took all the like stats on it and made like pie charts of it and stuff like that. And also like went out on the street and asked a bunch of people, like strangers, to sniff the candle and tell them what they smelled so that she could try to get like the point, like get as many notes as possible for like she's got this. What I like about these projects that she does is that she's like surprisingly detailed in the way that she does them. And like, not that the project is scientific, but sometimes the approach like has this weird emphasis on statistics that you wouldn't expect from a creator like that. And methods, like she, you know, whether the method is valid scientifically, she'll spell out every single thing that they did and why they thought it was a good idea. And I just think it's kind of fun to watch.
That sounds fun. Sounds like a goof.
The candle didn't end up being particularly good. It just mostly smelled like the stinkiest candle that they put in there. Oh. But they did use it as their unity candle for their wedding, which I thought was kind of cute.
I bet it would smell like one of the aromatherapy ones. I always feel wary when it says aromatherapy because I'm like, that's going to be strong.
It didn't. You couldn't smell them at all.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to tell you what it smelled like because it's a fun...
Spoiler.
It's a fun thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll send the link in case you guys want to watch it, and maybe I'll post it somewhere for people or in the description for the episode.
I have a quick upfront thing while I'm thinking about it, which is, I don't remember what episode we talked about this in. I've been trying to find it. Do y'all remember the Name Queer episode where we came up with the concept of that I'm name queer?
Yes.
Nope.
So,
I don't remember that.
Ben, I think it was around like maybe episode 33. So I think it was early on. Basically, like, I have a hard time knowing what real names are or like how common names are pronounced for some fucking reason. Like when our friend's baby was born, she's older now, but when our friend's baby was born, I asked Molly, I'm like, because I got an email about it. I was like, is that Catherine or Catherine? And Molly's like, Catherine is not how you spell that name. So I'm like, or how you pronounce that name. So I'm really bad at just like pronouncing everyday names. The other day I was in the kitchen with Molly, but I was Marco Poloing Sarah, and I was trying to describe how if a neighbor, for context that I will not give, I was trying to describe how if like a neighbor just saw one of us, they wouldn't necessarily know which one of us it was. You know, it's not like, I was like, it's not like we're a straight couple. If you see the woman, you automatically know, oh, that's Linza. And Molly was like, Linda? That's not a name. See, I hesitated just then because I was like, wait, no, that is a name. And then I was like, no, I don't.
And then two names mashed together.
I was like, you might be like, oh, that's Linza. And then Molly was like, Linza, that's her name. And then I like stopped the Marco Polo because I was like, I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Lindsay and Linda. And that's the same thing with Catherine. It's like Catherine and Kathleen.
Oh, like, yeah. Maybe that's it. Maybe my brain is doing a spoonerism. Hold on. I'm going to find this clip for you, actually. I think it's worth it. Let me skip ahead here. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
okay, yeah.
Well, I was thinking the business card would have our faces on it because you can't just be like, oh, put your names, and then when they see the woman, they know it's Linza. Linza? I'm bad with names, okay?
It sounds like it keeps feeling like real to me. I don't know why.
Molly is so great. Linza?
It's just, I love that tone. Like she's, there was so much love in that, in that tone.
Lindsay?
Honey, what?
Oh, man. I love Molly. When Molly rags on me, it's one of the funniest things, because sometimes I think I'll get away with something and she'll casually, whoops, I'm burning things. She'll casually like bring it up in the next sentence, and it's always really funny. But that was a good one. She got me. She really got me.
She really got you. You deserved it.
Yeah, I really did. So
That's so funny. Yeah, that
I
was
don't know why that was like 10 times funnier hearing it actually happen.
Yeah.
But, like the story was already really funny, but then just hearing it was so good.
Linza? Amazing.
oh man, my brain was like, give me a female name. I was like, give me a female name, any female name, and my brain was like, Linza. Oh yeah, I got one for you. Here you go, pal. Give me a straight lady. Give me a white straight lady's name.
Linza.
Doesn't it sound real?
No.
It doesn't.
Okay. We have voicemail.
All right, yeah, we have to move on.
Oh my god.
I'm looking. Are there any women named Linza? No.
Google just said no.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, there are two of them. Which one is first? Okay. Okay. All right. Got it. Allow me to play them. These voicemails
Are from Linza.
my brother Linza. And I will play them for you. Do.
Is this the voicemail?
Hold on, I'm sorry, I got this.
I write the voicemail. I sing the voicemail. Do 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 do.
Jean.
Jean.
Alright. Alright, I got it. Ready? Here we go.
Oh, Erin, Hannah, and Ben. This
Wait.
is Beck, and I'm calling.
No.
Nope.
That's not right.
That's not Linza.
That's not Linza.
That's not Linza. That's Beck. Great to hear from you, Beck, but I don't think that's new.
Yep. Thanks, Beck.
Damn it. I see what happened. Okay. Everything's fine. It's great.
Everything is
Okay.
awesome. Okay.
Alright, here we go for real. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, hey, howdy there. It's your brother Lucas, not your friend, your brother. And I, wanted to congratulate you on your 151st episode,
Wow.
not your 150th. I wasn't impressed by that milestone, but 151.
Wow.
You're really cooking with gas, and I love it. There's now as many episodes of your podcast as there are Pokemon in the first generation, so
Beautiful.
I think that's important to note. And
Riveting.
That's it.
Wow. Excellent. Thank you, Linza.
Thanks, Linza. We gotta follow up, I do believe.
Yeah. Wow, this sounds great. This one sounds great. Okay.
When I thought it was Lucas based on the transcript, and then the voice was not a man's voice, I was like, wow, this transcript is very bad.
Yeah, I was very confused also. Okay, here we go. Here's the follow-up. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, it's Lucas again. Yeah, sorry about that last voicemail. I went in there way too cocky and ran out of steam very fast. So that was I panicked and I just ended the call, but I didn't say what I wanted to say. I brought my lovely wife in here with me for backup. So we wanted to say thanks for the shout out about our anniversary, right?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also just witnessed what happened with the previous message. That was hilarious.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good one. I just panicked a little at the end.
Panicked.
I really did. I really did. I liked it. Yeah. It was
pretty funny to watch. Because I always I panic before leaving a voicemail, not after.
Right.
But you had no preparation.
Yeah. I went in calm and confident. Too confident.
And then you panicked.
Too confident. But we love you, and please be my friend. Right?
Huh?
Right.
Are you asking me or you?
No, I know you're my friend, right?
Okay.
And
Friend zone.
I think they're friends with you. I want to be friends. So, take back what I said earlier. I'm your brother and your friend. And I love you. Have a great show. Yeah.
Bye.
Wow.
Wow.
Sounds like
What a turnaround.
Yeah, it sounds like he hung up early on Frederica's goodbye. That was really beautiful.
What an odyssey.
Yeah, it was like this really short voicemail where he came in hot, and then the second voicemail was long and mostly about the first shorter voicemail. It was really beautiful.
I just love that so much. Lucas and Federico, we love you both, and you're both our friends.
Yeah, and I'll say you're not my brother, but you are my friend and my beloved cousin, and I love you both so much. Frederica is my friend, and Lucas is my cousin and my friend. Cut that out. That was terrible.
And Federica's also your cousin-in-law.
Yeah, they're both my cousins and my friends.
Everyone's my cousin and my friend.
Everyone.
You know, it's funny though. I definitely panicked before a voicemail, and I have panicked during voicemails, but I've never had that particular reaction to panicking during voicemail. Actually, just today, I had to leave a voicemail at a doctor's office. Oh. And I fully panicked in the middle of it. And what I tend to do when I panic is just talk too much. So I left a voicemail that was twice as long as it needed to be. And at the end I said, oh, by the way, I'm Dr. blah, blah, blah's patient, and I'm really bad at voicemails. And then So.
Did your voice go super high when you're leaving a voicemail for a doctor's office?
I think so. I mean, my voice is always higher than I think it is when I hear it, higher and more nasally. So it's hard to know if it gets any higher. You
know, it's funny when I'm on the phone with somebody I don't know, I say bye bye. when I sign off, I say bye bye. Yeah, I always do. I always say bye bye. I always do that though.
You keep saying it, the way you keep saying it out loud sounds like you're 6 years old.
It does when I'm on the phone too. We had a tow truck come and get one of our cars, and the tow truck guy calls and he's like, yeah, I'm coming in to pick up your car, and I was like, thank you so much, bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Daddy.
He says bye-bye. I say it when I'm talking to a stranger 100% of the time. Relied upon to say bye-bye. I'd love to know where I got that from, but anyway. I'll try to record next time I'm on. Well, I guess I'll be using my phone. Never mind, you're fucking out of luck.
Okay. That's too bad. I would love to hear that.
Bye-bye.
Oh, and I guess if you're in the outline, you can put down quotes too if you want. I keep quotes for potential titles at the bottom of
I couldn't possibly.
I gave you permission.
Oh, that's interesting. In my head, I was spelling Linza with an S.
No, it's got a Z.
Really?
Hard Z.
Yes,
I don't know
knew
why.
it.
Linza.
That's how I heard it. I heard the hard Z. You know,
Because Lindsay is an S, though.
doesn't have to be.
It usually is.
It's got a Z. I don't know what to tell you. We've all told you it has a Z.
Yeah.
You know what? I was having this memory of my entire, most of my lifetime of knowing Lucas. And it's really not unusual for him to hang up before he's said goodbye.
He's like he's like movie style ends phone
Yes.
and phone's called like a movie because like no one in the movie ever signs off.
Yes.
Or says
he's
bye-bye.
like that. Or at least there was a long time in his
No one
life
ever says bye-bye.
Bye bye.
when he was a teenager. Every time that I would he'd call for a ride or whatever, and he would never say bye bye when we were talking.
Do that. It feels
I love that.
so good in the moment, but when I'm talking about it right now, I'm like, that's ridiculous. I sound like an infant. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
I'm sure it comes off as very sort of polite and jovial.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what you're going for.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye. It's not better.
What about ta-ta?
Worse even.
You can try that.
What?
Try ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
You whisper. Why did you whisper? You should just say it in your
Okay, let's
voice.
try it again. Ta-ta.
Tatas.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta, Papa.
Just say titties.
Okay, thank you so much, Titty.
Probably get away with that. Like, toodles. Titties.
Yeah, just like really fudge toodles. Titties.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I'm getting emotional.
All right, let's see. Should we pop in? Do we have more upfronts?
Thank you, Lucas and Federica. Again, lovely to hear from you both.
Delightful. Truly a delight.
I'm all out up front.
Ben?
Nope, nothing.
All right, then I guess it's time for Ben to go.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Ben?
I don't have anything I'm like super obsessed with this week, so I'm bringing two small things.
Nice.
And one of them's small because it's a movie, and it's one of those movies where I don't really want to talk much about what it's about other than just tell you that it's funny and good, and then you should watch it because it's kind of fun to go in not knowing that much. And that movie is Palm Springs.
Oh, I don't know if I've
Have
heard of
either
this.
of you heard of it?
No.
It's a Lonely Island joint
Oh.
that premiered at Sundance and was bought at Sundance by Hulu for $17.5 million and 69 cents.
Nice.
And that 69 cents was so that they could beat the record they could beat the record for the most that a movie at Sundance had sold for by 69 cents.
Nice.
And it stars Andy Samberg and what is her name? I always forget it. Kristen
Melody?
Milioti, something like that. She's from How I Met Your Mother. Apparently, I haven't really seen her in anything, but she's very good. And it's a funny movie, and I'm just going to leave it at that and tell you it's on Hulu, and you should go watch it. Because, yeah, it's fun to go and not knowing much about it. And it's good that neither of you know much about it.
Can we watch the trailer, or would that be too much?
It would kind of be too much.
Okay, cool.
And
I read the first sentence of the Wikipedia.
Get off that. Close
even that, like, I honestly don't even want to tell you the premise because it's just like fun to go into it.
Yeah.
How about, I'll tell you this much: it takes place at a wedding in Palm Springs.
That sounds good.
That's all you get. The other thing is, one of my patented shamelessly stolen from Kylie obsessions, which is lately after work to kind of relax. We've been watching on Adam Savage's YouTube channel his one day builds.
Oh, I've heard good things.
Do you guys watch these?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Ian has been watching them. He's been watching his one day builds and also his like he really likes his like tool recommendations. I forget what that series is called, but he talks about like his favorite tools in his workshop, and he speaks of them very lovingly. And it's not sponsored; it's just like his literal favorite things, and it's like right up Ian's alley.
What a delight! Love that man so much. Mm-hmm. Kylie and I both watched a ton of MythBusters when we were younger. It was like one of my favorite shows, and Adam Savage was always the best part of MythBusters. Don't at me. And he now has a like website, so like maker website and YouTube channel called Tested, that he puts out a lot of content for. And one of those series is he does these one day builds, and they're videos that range from like 20 minutes to like over an hour, depending on how complicated the build is. And it can be something as simple as like he made like a little headphone rack for his office, which took like hardly any time at all. And then in the first one we had watched, which is actually originally recommended by our cousin Dom, Erin's brother, a while ago on the family Slack. That's kind of how we got started on this, was he made a giant brass nut and bolt. And he made them because he wanted to get better at threading with his lathe. So it was like kind of like a skill learning kind of build. And that was one of a kind of an especially difficult one. He took like just one big chunk of brass and turned it into a giant nut and bolt, which was really cool. He just like makes fun stuff. There was one where he made like a custom workshop apron for himself that he sewed it out of waxed tarp and leather and like, because he like had an apron that he was really liking to use, but it was like a one size fits all kind of adjustable one, and like didn't have enough pockets in the right places that he wants. So he just like made one that like had the stuff where he wanted it to be. Cool. Which was really cool. And he just like, I love that mentality of like, there's a thing I need or want in my life. I'm just gonna make it. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Did you see the one? Did Kylie post the one where he made the watering can?
Yes, I think she did.
Can? Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but she, it was like a gift for his wife, right?
Yeah, it was like for her birthday, I think. And it was cool. It was really cool. That was the first one that we watched, and it was longer than I expected it to be. And we were not planning on staying up to watch the whole thing, but it was just really fun to see him.
He just has so much fun. I just like love hearing him talk about all the like little techniques he's doing, and like whenever he like brings out a tool, he's like, "Oh, I love this thing. This is so useful." Like, I love hearing all that. It's just great. He's just such a delight to watch.
At one point in that video, he had brought out like a whole bunch of different diameters of copper tubing to like make the spout. And after he had cut the parts that he needed, he was putting them all back away in his it was actually originally like a store display for this type of tubing. So it has all the like diameters organized, and it's like there's like this part of it that's very soothing and like I'm sorry, I'm getting a correction from our producer that it's actually brass, not copper. So he's making a brass watering can, not a copper one. He was putting away. That makes
sense. Copper would rust a lot faster.
Yeah, and discolor and stuff. He was putting it all away, and he was like gave this little non-patronizing speech about how what's the point of having all these like nice organizational tools if you don't put things back where they belong. And then he just started dropping them back in, and they made these beautiful chiming sounds as he was just like dropping them all in place. And it was just like this there was something so like soothing about the entire tableau. It just him in his workshop just putting things away and making pretty noises. I just loved it.
One we watched the other day was crossover one that he filmed with another YouTuber named Matt Parker, who he's like a math YouTuber that I watch because he's on Numberphile a lot and has his own channel called Stand Up Maths. And he's just like a really fun guy too. And they together made this like this big rhombic dodecahedron, which is a 12-sided polyhedron where the faces are rhombuses. And they made it into like an infinity mirror. So they like had mirrors on like two-way mirrors were all for all the sides and LED strips along all of the edges. That when you turned it on, it like looked like it was this whole lattice. It was so like the payoff. It was kind of a long one, and but the payoff was amazing. And also like it was really fun because they left a lot in. Like they were discussing for a while like how to actually route all of the LED strips in the most efficient way. And it was like both an interesting mathematical problem, and then there were like interesting kind of like practical maker problems that came up relative to it. And so it was like interesting to see those two areas converge. And also just fun to like see these two guys sort of like try and figure out a problem. I don't know. There's like something kind of satisfying about that. Just like watching two people struggle with this thing for a bit, but like in a fun way, and then figure it out and make a cool looking thing.
Yeah.
It's just great.
That's the other thing. I think that's like something that's so special about Adam Savage, and I feel like it's kind of always been this way, although it's more so, especially right now in quarantine, because the episodes of content that he's making, not only is he making more of them because he just has the time, but he's also like making it himself with an editing team offsite. It's so
fun to have him filming himself.
Yeah, he's filming himself and everything, and it's there's something about him, even though he has a ton of industry experience and obviously had like a very popular TV show and has all these like friends in these areas. There's something about the way that he approaches these projects that makes the whole idea of making stuff feel very accessible for anybody. And also his attitude towards everything is sort of what Ben was describing, is like, it's never that he doesn't come across problems, but he'll describe the problem and then he'll like be like, and then he'll approach it with a good attitude of like, and now we're going to try this to solve it, and we're going to do this. You know, we had this problem and this is what we did to solve it, or I'm going to try these things. And I really like it when any creator doesn't gloss over those things, because I think people will like bounce off of, you know, these DIY types of things because they look so much easier in some people's channels than they actually were or would be for anybody.
He leaves in all the struggle.
Yeah, he does.
He's very much the kind of like, just try and do things, and like you're gonna fuck up a bunch, but that's how you learn. And so like it's very purposeful that he leaves in every time he fucks up, because he's like shows how to learn from that rather than just like let it get in your way too much.
Yep. It's nice. I second this recommendation. I second this rec completely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to dig in, y'all.
Yeah, there's really no bad place to
perfect,
start.
like right before bed. It's just a nice, relaxing video.
Love it. Love it.
Absolutely.
How about like during sleep?
Then you won't. So if you watch it, I don't know about you. I can't pay attention in my sleep very well. Maybe that's just a failing on my part.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll work things into my dreams that I'm hearing, so that might be something that you
like
could
on
consider.
purpose.
Yeah.
Get better at sleep,
right.
Ben.
Try.
Yeah, try harder.
Yes.
Jeez.
Cool beanos.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'll check out that movie.
Yeah, it's good.
Is it me now?
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think so. Let me check the outline. Yep.
There he is. I can see him. Well, speaking of movies, I thought I would give an update for loyal listeners who might have wondered what happened with our discussion about WASMENUH last week. Does that sound good?
Yeah, I actually thought of that as soon as Ben mentioned movie. I was like, WASMENUH update.
Oh, good. Well, I'm glad it works out this way because it has kind of been an obsession this week, as you might have noticed, of mine. You, Erin. Not the listener. So last week we were discussing WASMENUH, which if anybody missed that episode or the previous episode where we talked about it, WASMENUH is watch a scary movie every night until Halloween, which is something that Erin and Molly have done since was it only since 2018?
I don't know.
The month of October?
Well, no, because we were in our old house, and we've lived here 3 years. And again, it was for a week, right? Nothing so elaborate.
Oh, okay.
So this is really escalating it in a really cool way.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't realize that. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was something that you guys did through the whole month of October, but I mean, you too. So anyway, however long it was in the past, when we were talking about it last week, the idea sort of arose during the podcast that we should try to do it as family movie nights. So I brought it up with our family in our family Slack, and I said, would people be interested in this? And I got a generally positive response. Mm-hmm. So last weekend, I just built this little calendar, and I took the spreadsheet that Erin and Molly shared with me so graciously, during the episode recording last week. And I used that largely, and then added in some stuff that came to mind while I was making it, and some newer things that had recently come out, and stuff that we had talked about, subsequently, and recommendations from people. And I made this calendar. So it starts September 30th. Actually, it's got an extra day because my mom wanted Little Shop of Horrors in there, but that doesn't feel Halloween-y enough for me to be in October. I mean, don't at me, I guess.
I feel like the swing day is great. We're prepping, we're priming the pump, we're going in.
Yeah, right. So it is roughly organized from least scary to most scary as the month goes on, with actual Halloween night being a little different because I thought it'd be really fun to watch Hocus Pocus on Halloween night. There's a couple of other classics that are in the final week that maybe aren't the most scary, but that's the general trend, and it's been really fun. It was really fun building it. It's been really fun tweaking it. And choosing to take or not take people's suggestions on how they should change, and not allowing anybody else to edit the document has been really fun for me.
I think that's good. I think that's a good boundary.
But it's been really fun, and I'm really, really excited about it. And I am more than willing to share the calendar with people. I would say if this is something you're listening to and you're oh, I'd really love to do this with my family or my group of friends or whatever, as a fun sort of quarantine connection activity, you would be welcome to use this calendar. But I do think there's some degree of customization that I think any group could benefit from. Mm-hmm. There are movies that I sort of just sidestepped because I thought, yes, that movie is very scary, but it might be too scary for the sensibilities of my general family group. So you might it might be better to use this as a model than to follow it exactly. But if you're interested, reach out to the podcast, contacts or me or whatever, and let me know. And I'd be happy to share it with people.
Yeah, I just want to give Hannah, you a tremendous shout out. This spreadsheet is so cool. So not only is it generally, it's really well thought out. It's really, everything is really well placed. We've got fun themes throughout. Big movie night on Sundays and Thursdays, where it's kind of the other nights are good, but these are the heavy hitters that you got to see, gently dispersed with rentals, mostly things that are on the streaming services. It's colors, so it's there's a gradient as you go down in scariness. It's very fun, really well thought out. Molly and I are going to try to go for hundo. I've more or less cleared my entire October calendar, and Molly and I are both going to try to go for every single night of WASMENUH this year. I'm super excited. Hopefully we'll get it. We might have some podcasts. I feel like podcast is probably the biggest thing. If we can't record on a Saturday, I'm willing to skip one. But besides that, I think Molly's gonna go for hundo. She's I'm not doing anything. So
Yeah, it's a good time for it. You know, I had another thought today, which also seemed generally well received. It's weird. Like, I don't want to come off as too obsessive about this because it really was like mostly just like all day Sunday that I spent on it, and I haven't touched it too much since then. But last night, for some reason, I had a lot of trouble falling asleep. There were like all kinds of thoughts running through my head about various things, and one of the things was about this WASMENUH thing because, like, we have all these book clubs and this podcast recording and stuff. And I was like, everybody has those types of things, even in quarantine. Like, there are going to be days when people are going to like a movie, but not be able to participate. So one thing I would suggest, if this is something that you're doing as a family, and something I would suggest to us as a podcast, if there's a night that we have to record, we could potentially, at least for, if only two of us wanted to, or through, we could potentially all time shift to the same time, like a separate like subgroup from the family, and do like and so if you're in like Slack or something that has replies, you could, in order to not spam people who aren't watching it yet, you could say like, this thread is for the group that's watching this movie at 6 p.m. and come look at it when you're ready, and then like just thread the replies with like our reactions to because that's part of family movie night in our family Slack, is that we talked about it last week. Ben said he doesn't say much in there, but like, it's fun to kind of follow along a little bit. Is that we like, if we have a comment, we're like in the Slack channel while we're watching it, all synced up, to talk about it. So if you need to time shift like a small group of people, you could just like hide those spoilers in like a threaded response rather than having them in like a channel.
It's probably better to do it all in one thread anyway, so it doesn't like clog up that Slack channel every movie night.
It'd be nice to thread though in the movie night, because you're not going to need to go back unless you know what I mean. It's kind of like in the moment.
Yeah,
I guess, but like, what if you want to go back and like look at all of the threads for the past movies of WASMENUH?
Yeah, that's true.
That could be fun.
I feel
that's
like
an interesting thought.
It's a good thought. I think it is a lot to ask, though, of like a large group of people who are not like power Slack users.
Have you seen the way that our family?
Yes, but you just like click the thread on your phone, and then that's the same as it looks the same.
That's easy for us, but we've got a lot of generations to consider.
Yeah, and I don't know. They're also like, that is a good idea. Like, could be a good idea for other groups. It does feel like a complication to add on to this in this particular group, especially because we already have kind of like a rhythm when it comes to family movie nights, because we've done 2 or 3 of them already. So like, I don't know.
Well, nothing changes in the world unless you change it. So just because it's always how it's been done doesn't mean it's a good way to do it.
That's true.
You could mention it, see if people are interested in that.
Yeah, pose it. Pose the thought.
I'm afraid of being typecast as obsessed with this right now. I guess I'm not helping myself by bringing it as my obsession, but yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about the movies that. Shockingly, I'm really excited about the movies that I handpicked for this activity. Weirdly, there's no duds.
I've never heard of Mr. Boogedy.
Oh, Mr. Boogedy is going to be really, really fun.
I'm really excited. There's a Kidman theme. I love the others. I love Practical... Oh, I haven't seen Practical Magic.
Love it, though.
You love it.
Have I? Oh, maybe I have. I have seen Practical Magic. Yeah, I like it.
And you loved it. Yeah.
I either love it or haven't seen it. I don't remember. Yeah, there's some really, really great movies in here. I'm very excited as well. The only one I'm nervous about is, let's see, watching Hereditary again. But gosh, if I get to Friday, that's Friday the 30th. That's the day fucking before Halloween. If I get to that one and I've done all the WASMENUHs, it's gonna be hard to turn down. Because I would love to come out of October and say I did every single night of
You might not know this, Erin, but I've never seen Hereditary, so
This will finally be the moment. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be an exciting, scary night.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, you've done an incredible job on this. I'm very excited for the month of family programming. I shared this in my work Slack, and people seem to really enjoy it. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That is cool. Okay, cool. Well, that's mine. That's my my little obsession update. Seemed right.
Nice.
Erin, what are you obsessed with this week?
I have an album, and this is actually, I'm stealing this from, shout out to Aunt Brown, who put this artist on my radar. Their name is Anjimile. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
I have never had a chance to listen to them.
Oh, it's so good. So they're a queer trans singer-songwriter, and their album, Give or Taker, is my obsession this week. So Aunt Liz shared, I guess this album came out pretty recently. It has 9 tracks on it. It's 9 albums on it. It has 9 tracks, and this artist, I feel like, recently opened for Yo-Yo Ma at some music event. And it's hard to describe how the music is. It's just really good. It's got like singer-songwriter vibes. It's got kind of this classicalness to it. Their voice is really beautiful. And
Did you mention they're from Boston?
oh, are they? Cool. They're from Boston. That, you know, that's not something that they like. Oh yeah, they do on their profile. I was about to say. It's just really good shit. Each song has something super compelling about it. A favorite of mine and a favorite of Aunt Brown's is track number 5, 1978. There's just some really wonderful shifts to this song that I find compelling. Another great song is track number 7 that I will not try to pronounce, but it's got some like really cool elements to it and textures in it. I mean, every song in this album I really like, and I've been listening to this album a lot the past couple weeks, and I just really recommend it. It's really nice and soothing and interesting and compelling, and their musicality is really great, and I just really like it. So shout out to Aunt Brown. Thanks for throwing it on my radar. Thanks for throwing it on my radar. On my gaydar. You know I love me some queer music. Bring it on. Give me that queer music.
Yeah. I'll have to check them out. I listened to literally few seconds of one of the songs on their album, and I thought their voice was really beautiful. Mm-hmm. But I just wasn't listening to music at that moment, so I'll have to go back and, I was like mid-podcast or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like Your Tree. I really like 1978. Track number 7 is really great. I mean, it's all good.
Thank you about my tree.
Yeah.
That's...
I just went to Anjimile's Twitter, and have you seen their pinned tweet?
Who?
Anjimile.
Oh.
The year was 1998. The dogs had just been let out, but nobody knew by whom.
Yes. I did see that.
Please read my manuscript.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. Yeah, this is nice.
I totally forgot when Mom recommended this, but I will listen to it.
See, Aunt Brown, I'm the only one who listens to you around here.
No. You did. Good job, Mom. She called me today, Mom, because she was playing... She made
called
an
you Mom?
oopsie. She called me Mom. It was so strange.
She called me today, Mom.
Mom, Aunt Brown, same person. She called me today because she was playing Beat Saber and made some like silly mistakes in VR and was like laughing to herself about them and like couldn't think of anyone else that would understand what she was talking about. It was really fun.
Wow. That's nice.
Yeah. Just bonding over VR with my mother, you know.
I was thinking about Beat Saber just the other day. I was clearing out some videos on my phone, and I had some from Thanksgiving last year when we were all playing Beat Saber
that was fun.
in my living room.
I have a computer that can run an Oculus.
Whoa! Daddy can run Oculus.
Daddy can run an Oculus.
You could get like a...
Maybe even... Actually, not. I'm not going to get a fucking Oculus because...
Facebook.
They're going to require, I think, starting next year, that you have a Facebook account.
Really? Fuck that. Fuck that so much?
Yeah.
The new... I don't know if they're going to...
And I think starting now, you can't make a new Oculus account. You have to log in with the Facebook account if you're making a new one.
Is that true, or is that just starting? I think that might be starting with the new model of Oculus Quest that they're putting out, because they're releasing an Oculus Quest 2 right now, like almost right now. But yeah, it's
either
kind of
way,
bullshit.
I wouldn't be getting a Quest. I'd be getting
the real
a real Oculus.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you got a model that was out right now, I'm not certain that that's true. But you're right; they can probably control that with this software anyway.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen to all of them, but I'm not sure.
But yeah, you could get anyone you want. I mean, the ones that connect to the computer also are typically more expensive, but...
This is true. So it probably might be a while.
Probably.
Maybe we'll get it for ourselves as a joint Christmas present for us.
Nice.
My friend has the Valve one that I always forget the name of because it's like not... Is that what it's called? Mm-hmm. That I think that's such a...
What's it called?
Boring ass name. Index.
It's called the Valve Index.
But it's really nice. And he got like the most expensive souped up one of a like model or whatever. I don't fucking know, but it's really, really nice.
Wow. That wouldn't work for me. I like my VR to be really souped down. Or soup forward.
I like my soup down. Soup.
Man,
I like my soup back.
I have a soup down story. I made a really nice soup the other night, and then I accidentally left it out all night on the counter. And so I had to throw it out.
I have a soup down story. I made a soup the other night, and it just wasn't good.
Oh, bummer. Wow. We all have a soup down story.
It sucks, especially because like...
What happened to it?
When you make soup, it's just like so much
all right,
of it.
I want to talk through this. Because I'm pretty freaking good at making soup and like doctoring them, so I want to hear what was wrong with it, and I want it for future times.
I think it just wasn't... It was just not flavorful at all, and also I fucked up. So it had onions and fennel bulb in it.
Oh, yum.
And I think I put the fennel bulb in too late.
So they weren't soft?
And didn't cook it long enough, so it was like a little bit...
Oh, yeah.
It was a little bit hard.
What?
And also, the soup in general just was not that... as I was reading the recipe, I was like, there are so few spices in this. Like, what is going to make this flavorful? And the answer was nothing. Because it really just wasn't flavorful.
Was it salty enough? I feel like it probably needed a good bit of salt.
I put a bunch of salt in at the end and during. Like, I was putting salt in during while it was, like, simmering. But I don't know. I think it's just, like, not a great recipe. Okay. And also, it was a white bean soup that called for kale. But the kale we bought for it, when we got groceries like 2 weeks ago, and it had started to like go a little brown and smell weird in our fridge. So it didn't actually have kale in it, but I didn't think that would affect the
so funny
flavor profile that much.
Because there's a soup that we love to make, and it's like a white bean soup with like crushed tomatoes and kale. And it's like fucking delicious.
You know, crushed tomatoes would have been really good in that. And there weren't. Oh no, there were tomatoes in it. Wait, what's in it? What's the soup that you make?
It's gosh,
it was rubolita, the one that we were making.
Rubolita.
But
yeah,
Italian rubolita soup. But I don't think it was a good recipe.
Yeah, let me send you.
I feel like it could have been good.
I feel like let me send you. It has kale or collards, and we actually like to add chickpeas, but it's a very good soup, and it has you saute the fennel bulb early, so you saute it and then you make the soup, and that really adds a ton of flavor to it. So,
whoa,
I'm sorry about your soup down.
It's all good. It was kind of my first time making a soup from scratch, so I didn't expect it to go great.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted soup because it's like starting to get fall-y, you know?
Yeah.
And we're trying to try new recipes, so I was like, what about this one?
My top two soup like as you're making soup recommendations are, you probably need more salt. If it doesn't taste good yet, if it still tastes bland, just add more salt until it doesn't. And then if it tastes a little dull, add a fresh citrus like a lemon or a lime juice. It really perks a jupe up.
The recipe called for you top it at the end with this like garlic, rosemary, lemon oil.
Oh.
It's like you basically at the beginning of the recipe you just like put some rosemary, garlic, and lemon zest in oil and let it sit there while you make the rest of it so that it like soaks all the flavor, and then you put it on at the end. And we were out of lemons. Oh. And I think even the recipe might have called for lemon juice in the broth. I don't remember exactly. And we were out of lemon, so I wasn't able to put lemon in it. But so that might have been part of it. But
was there any meat?
There was
you guys aren't eating meat, right?
No.
Because this first recipe I looked up from the Food Network also puts pancetta or smoked bacon, like a 1/4 pound of pancetta or smoked bacon. So if that's supposed to be in there,
that was in the recipe we were doing.
And you just left it out?
Yeah, because it said it was optional.
So that would have brought a lot of flavor too.
Yeah, this looks pretty close to what we make.
A lot of times taking the meat out of a recipe, if you're not replacing it with something like that smoke extract maybe would have helped that Luke talks about sometimes, like stuff like that.
Liquid smoke.
Or something. I don't know. Probably. I want to make this is now just becoming #recipes. I want to make...
Okay, see, this looks good. This has like a bay leaf and a bunch of spices in it and no meat as part of the thing.
I want to make a tofu banh mi so bad. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We're going to do
this. Looks good.
Banh mi too.
Let me save this in our recipes.
Yeah. And if you don't, we do something like this. We'll use collards, work really well in it. We'll use garbanzo beans, like a can of garbanzo beans if you like. But it's nice. All right.
Spoonful.
Oh, we don't have anybody left. There's nobody else who does this podcast.
Yeah, I think that it's time for homework.
Hannah, what's your homework?
My homework is watch Palm Springs on Hulu, watch Adam Savage's One Day Builds, or other of his tested videos. I haven't watched others, but Ian likes them, and I'm sure they're good.
They're good.
On YouTube, he's been putting out a lot... Excuse me. Whoa. Putting out a lot more since the Quar.
Oh, that makes sense.
He also cut his finger up real bad.
That's what I worry
his
about.
Fingernails all fucked up.
That's what I worry about.
Is that why his fingernails all fucked up?
Maybe. I don't know, because I kind of saw them in reverse chronological order, but I think it might be.
Occasionally he shows his hands on camera sometimes, and I think he has black tape on a fingernail, but it's just his fingernails.
Yeah, his fingernail's gross. I think it's that finger. He made a video about it, and this is another case where I feel like he is, whether or not it's on purpose, he's very much about sharing his mistakes, like we were talking about before, and being accessible in that way. And 3 days after he cut his finger open, he went on recorded a video of him explaining how it happened, to be like, hey, make sure that you don't do this, and I was really lucky in these various ways. And he was cleaning his Ian, what machine was he cleaning? He was cleaning a lathe. He had been cleaning it, and he'd had it unplugged. It's like a big industrial lathe, like the kind that is like a whole table, it has that big rotating knife thing in the middle of it. And he had taken it apart and cleaned all the parts, and that whole time it was unplugged. And then one of the very last things he did was just kind of wipe it down with a cloth, and he got the cloth near a part that was spinning, and it grabbed the cloth and pulled it in, and then his finger, and it sliced his whole, I think it was his pointer finger, just sliced it open down the middle. Yeah, and he didn't go to the emergency room because it was the beginning of April in San Francisco. And they were all locked down. So he like closed it. He cleaned it and closed it himself.
I remember him tweeting about that.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it when he said that. Like, I mean, I think it was probably the right decision ultimately based on the timing, but at any other time, I think it would not have been the right decision. He cleaned it and he closed it with butterfly like bandages and like wrapped it up. And his mom helped him because he had like brought her out to stay with him for quarantine, and she has some like experience with, like, she was not a nurse, but she has some experience with that stuff, and so it healed okay. Like, it's, you know, he's back to using it. It's not wrapped anymore, but yeah, it was quite dramatic.
So the lesson there is keep it unplugged even if you're wiping it down.
Keep it unplugged until you're absolutely done, like, doing anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
So, my homework.
My finger hurts.
My homework is reach out if you want to see the WASMENUH calendar or make your own. Or just watch whatever scary movie you want every night until Halloween. And it's gonna be fun, and it'll be a nice way to celebrate the season without leaving your home. Have you guys? Well, Ben, you probably won't have trick-or-treaters, but you think you're gonna get trick-or-treaters, Erin?
The only trick-or-treaters we ever get, a family with kids did just move in across the street, but the only trick-or-treaters we ever get are our friends who live in the neighborhood. We'll drive over to our house, so we'll have some candy for them.
There's like a neighborhood Facebook page that I'm in, and there's comments in there about, you know, people talking about how to responsibly let their kids have Halloween, and so I think that there will be people out with their kids and people trying to do like bags of candy that are out on a table instead of handing them out or whatever. So I got to think about that, because I don't really want to just be like stingy about it, but I'm thinking about maybe just kind of going like halfway lazy and putting a bowl out and just telling people to take one. We'll also be doing
movie night and Prime. Oh, I guess they'll come earlier. So
yeah, they usually come like. It's not like a steady stream, but it's like sporadically throughout the evening. You know how it is with those kids. Cool. Erin, what's your homework?
Do you have a mail slot on your door?
No.
My homework is to check out... Man, I had been looking at the Twitter. Okay, my homework is to check out Anjimile music. Their album Give or Taker is on Spotify and everywhere you get your music. They have some other singles on Spotify also, but check out Give or Taker. That is my obsession. It is good. Thanks, Aunt Brown. I don't have any social media. I haven't been on it. It's been awesome. You can find my Lesbian Lending Library catalog at lesbianlendinglibrary.com. Thank you. That's all.
That's all. If you want to call us, like Lucas and Federica did today, shout out Lucas and Federica, and like Beck did previously, you can do that. We have a voicemail. You can call us and tell us your favorite soup recipe or advice for soup recipes at 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Blaze it.
Or maybe more thematically appropriate, your favorite Halloween movie would be a great thing to tell us about. Yeah. We're on Twitter at
your favorite Halloween soup.
Your favorite Halloween soup.
Your favorite Halloween witch's brew.
We're on Twitter at WayTooBroadPod. We're on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can email us also at WayTooBroad@gmail.com. If you missed any of that, I didn't say my socials. I'm on Twitter at Anthropology and Instagram, and I have another podcast called So Dreamy about dreams. If you missed any of that stuff, you can find it all on our website at WayTooBroad.com for anything you want, earnben.com for anything you need, maxfun.org for a really sweet dog on a boat, and one of the best cliffhangers in internet history.
Yep.
Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, and that's it. So the podcast candles are now extinguished.
Yep. I forgot that I have something to do. Okay. Yep. Normally I just sit back and relax. Now I have work to do during that part. Bye.
Goodbye.